the Seconde Francais from Beaubleu. I'll be honest, it's beautiful, but is it any good? Let's talk about it. So first things first, I'm English, so I have to make a joke about the French, because we're talking about a French watch. So Terry, how many gears does a French tank have?
We have followers that are French, probably unsubscribe.
It's alright, France. We love you. We're allowed to joke. We've fought too many wars against you not to joke about you. So, you do make some fabulous watches, and we are looking at one today. The Beaubleu Seconde Francais is gorgeous. It was actually nominated for a GPHG award in 2024, and that is what first put this watch on my radar. A little while later, when I was at Watches and Wonders, a couple months ago, I actually met some guys from the brand. They were lovely, got their card, got in contact with them afterwards, and that is how I ended up with this watch on my wrist. So what's it like? So let's go through some measurements first. Diameter 39mm with a thickness of 10.2mm. The lug width is 20mm, spot on, and it's got a lug to lug, so a lug length of 45mm. Just looking at those measurements quickly, honestly, they are so nice. The thickness, I mean, I think it does wear thicker than it is, but that's not to say it wears thick at all. It's actually quite slim. I am wearing it on a double pass NATO at the moment, so excuse me, but honestly, it does wear really nicely. The length of the watch, it's got very short lugs, which means it does wear really snug on the wrist. I've got 6.5-inch wrists. It wears absolutely lovely. It wears like a circle. Well, it is a circle, but like, the lugs don't really feel like they're there all that much. Like, they're really easy to just ignore, if you get what I mean.
From this angle, you can't even see the lugs.
Yeah. The lug width being 20mm. If you've seen our videos, you know what my thoughts are on that. It's perfect. That's why I've got a NATO on this watch. I mean, this NATO looks so good on this watch. Couple other specs. It's made of 316L steel. Yawn, that's standard. It's got heavy domed sapphire. Honestly, it looks lovely, and when you're looking at the sapphire leading into the bezel, it gives it this strange sort of step look. I think one of the reasons why it just looks like a circle on the wrist with very hidden lugs is because you look at it head on and you don't see a crown. The crown's hidden, so the crown is actually hidden under the bezel on the right hand side, so it's flush with the bezel. It uses the bezel as a crown guard. I can't really describe the profile of this watch, but it's gorgeous, and I think you'll agree with me. The fact that the entire watch sort of comes up into the bezel, flows into the lugs as well. It looks like it's a bridge with like an underhanging section. I don't really know how to describe it, but I love it. I love watches that have that sort of design cue. In fact, I've got a Bowcroft here, and it's got a very similar design cue where the lugs are actually inspired by the Bridge of Sighs in Cambridge. It is 50 meters water resistant, not a headlining feature, but it's enough. Because you're not buying this for the water resistance, I think you'll agree. The headline feature of this watch, and I think it's the main reason it was nominated for a GPHG award, is that dial. What is it about the dial? Well, first of all, you'll notice the hands. We've got this far in the video without talking about the hands. They're not straight hands. They're circles with little arrows on them. They're not overly functional, so it can make it tricky to tell the time on this thing, but my God, are they pretty, particularly when you take into account that second hand, and it's a floating circle of a second hand that just hovers and floats around the dial, and it honestly looks stunning. I think you'll agree, Terry. It looks so good. I still don't understand exactly how it works. I think it may be just a disc of sapphire. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks so good. My God, what a nice looking dial. It's not perfect. I do wish that the colour of blue between the hour and minute hand and the seconds hand was a bit more uniform, but that may be because they reflect light differently, because they're on different levels in the dial. That's just a theory, but I do wish they sort of looked like the same colour. And I do also wish that they were a uniform thickness between the hour hand, minute hand and seconds hand, but that's just a me thing. It would sort of make me feel a little bit less twitchy and a bit less OCD, but those are such tiny niggles, and I really do want to get across how pretty and beautiful this watch dial is. So this watch does also feature an automatic movement with a 46-hour power reserve. Not an amazing power reserve, but it is a manufacture French movement. So not quite in-house, but it's a caliber FE made by Bosch. It's not the most accurate thing in the world, but you can certainly find far, far worse. It's not quite COSC, but it's -9 +9 seconds a day. Weird numbers. I've never found a watch that quite sits in that sort of number range, but -9 +9 seconds a day is certainly not anything to sniff at. It could be a lot worse, particularly when you're talking about the price. So Terry, this is a watch. It's got all these unique design cues. It comes with a really nice fitted mesh bracelet, and it also comes with a really nice leather strap with a nice folding clasp. I will say for everyone that the mesh isn't perfect because it's very hard to open the clasp. I can't open the clasp without using a pen or something and digging it underneath the clasp to get it open. It's very, very hard. And obviously it goes to say that I'm not wearing the watch on them. I'm a fiend for NATOs, but these straps are really good, and the fact that they're both included in the box is lovely. But Terry, how much would you say this is?
I would say around 1,500.
1,500 what?
Euros.
Bit less. $1,577, which will work out very slightly less than 1,500 euros, because the euro's quite strong at the moment. Thank you, Donny.
That's really good for that price.
Honestly,
just for the uniqueness of the dial.
Yeah, honestly, this watch, it's tasteful. You find a lot of art piece watches that aren't overly tasteful. They're maybe sort of overdone, but this is different. It's out there while still being very, very tasteful. I mean, you look at the side profile and this watch gets even better, I believe. There is not a single angle from which this watch looks bad at all. You turn it over and the movement still looks very, very nice. The area around the case back is also beautifully done, sort of fully engraved and recessed. Now, I have to say, you can get this watch in a couple different colours. There's black, there's grey. We have the white ivory, but the downside, it's limited. In each colour, they are only making 888, which means it's not going to be around forever. So if you want one, I recommend you get one, because I don't think you're going to find anything like it in a hurry. Terry, what are your thoughts?
I really like it, actually. The beauty of this is those hands and that floating seconds hand, and it's kind of unique for that price point. I think it's really good. I
have loved wearing it. I think their logo is really cool too. It matches the vibe of the watch perfectly.
It's just a lot of quality in this, I think.
It's quality. They've got a really good attention to detail. Every single element they've thought about. There's nothing that's stock about this watch. It feels like it's a watch that should cost far more than it does. And I want to know what you guys think of this. Thank you very much for Beaubleu for letting us borrow it. But go down into the comments, tell us what you think. Whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button, support the channel directly, would be amazing. Thank you very, very much to everyone on screen now who is a channel member. We love you so much. And to everyone else, watch yourselves. But don't forget, non-expert hats, they're cool, they're corduroy. Watchyourselfgeorge.com.